Hey, so this is a standard algorithm question from Zoltire, so it's 2010, so a wee bit out of date, but still the same type of questions will be asked. So what this is I'm going to rejig it a bit a wee bit, but they're essentially asking you to take the temperature every 15 minutes within a 24-hour period, and you're going to actually find, so it's in a hotel, and you're going to actually find the highest and lowest temperature. So you're actually going to be applying two standard algorithms. First one you'll be applying, well, it doesn't matter what order actually. If you want to find the highest temperature, hopefully you'll remember you'd be looking at max, and if you want to find the lowest temperature, you'd be looking at min. Okay, so once you know how to use one or write one, you'll be able to write the other one. It's just a couple of wee changes. What I'm going to do to change this though is I'm going to just say it's every 15 minutes, okay? So you know that there's 15 minutes in the hour, and there's going to be 24. So we're just going to say that there's going to just be 96 readings altogether. Okay, so it's going to take in 96 readings, it'll read it into an array. We'll then apply find max and apply find min, and it'll come out with the highest and lowest temperature, in theory. So, first thing we do, I'll try and keep it color coded, right? So we'll just say set, and we'll just call it highest. So we'll just stick to the names that they've suggested in the question. Set highest to, I'm just going to call the array that's going to hold the temperature, so we'll just call it temp. And we're going to say the index starts at 0. Okay, so set highest to the first temperature you see in the array. Yeah, the next part, we're just going to do the same, but for min. So we're just going to go take the first temperature in the array, and we're just going to set it to both. That's what lowest and highest equals. Right, now any of these algorithms, they have two parts. You've got a fixed loop that loops through the array, the number of times or number of elements it has, but you've also got a conditional statement which looks at the condition, and in this case it will set the highest to another value if it finds a bigger number in the array, or it will set the lowest to another value if it finds a smaller number. Okay, so what we're going to say is we just use for, so this is going to be written in pseudocode, and go for index from, now we've already taken the value at element 0, okay, so think about that as being element 0, and then it goes 1, and it goes all the way up to 95. Okay, so remember 0 to 95 is your 96 temperatures, which is over there. So we've already looked at these values, so we're just going to go from 1 to the end of the array, which is 95. So let's have a wee look to see how you can get a larger number into the array. So what will actually happen is, change that, we'll just say if change my pen. That's better. Right. There we go. Right, so if highest, so you've got a number stored in highest, but if you actually find that there's another number, if that number you've got is highest, if it's actually less than another number in the array, so in this case it's temp at whatever index is, because remember when you're going into the array or going into the loop, index increases each time it goes through, then highest, and we just say set highest to whatever that temperature was. Okay, so remember it's going through each element, and if it finds that a value at a certain index is actually bigger than what you currently thought the highest was, then just take that value and save it to highest, and then we go end if. Probably better if I indented that. Okay, so we then have a wee look at the same concept for lowest, so we also say if lowest, if that's actually bigger than the next number that you're looking along in the array. So at the start index equals 1, then once it goes through the loop, index n equals 2, and it does it until index equals 95, and then it comes out of this loop. So we're just then going to go set lowest to temp index. Right, and we do an endif. And we'll just stick with the color codes, and we'll just do end for. And when you're writing it, I would actually write it indented, because you can then see that you have actually ended the loops as well. Okay, so you've got one loop that goes through each element in the array, and you've got two condition statements. So if you find a value that's bigger than what you've got as highest, you take that value as highest, and if you find a value that's lower than as you had as lowest, then you then take that value as lowest. And that should be your solution for that.